everybody, and welcome to Life as I See It with your talk show hostess Dina Nierenberg, and I have with me today again my co-hostess Nina Avakian.
Hi Dina.
Hi, how are you? Fine, thank God. It's so great to have you back on the show.
Thank you, my pleasure. The same.
Thank you. Thanks so much for being the greatest co-hostess anybody has ever had. It's just a conversation between two friends. On this show, we talk about beauty, we talk about wellness, but we also talk about what's going on in the world and how it relates to human nature as well. And when we speak about a topic such as fear, who really gets the fear going? There's fear that comes from within. There's fear that comes from how we're raised. There's fear that comes from the general environment around us. But also the media has to do a lot with the fear that is put into us. And lately, with the media, there's a lot of fear being put into us about this latest variant, the Omicron variant, the latest in the coronavirus series. Now we all know that the first round of coronavirus was really a pretty scary thing. People dying, a lot of hospitalization. Hospitals cannot keep up with all of the very, very sick people. But that was already almost 2 years ago. It's been 2 years since coronavirus first broke out, and about 18 months since it first came to the US, a little bit more than that, more like 20 or so months. And at first it was a really scary thing. You heard sirens day and night. You heard tragic tales day and night. Over Zoom meetings, with faculty members, at Touro College, this one was talking about this loss. This one was talking about this sick, this sick loved one in the hospital. And that was a very, very sad and very, very scary time. Coronavirus then went and became the Delta virus, the Delta variant, which also scary, but not as bad as the original one. Okay, but now with this latest one, this Omicron, what the media starts out as saying that it's no worse than the common cold. So in the beginning, the first couple of days, they were saying no worse than the common cold. It's really, really no biggie. How bad is the common cold already? Well, you have the common cold. It's really not that awful, but it's a little bit of a hassle. A little bit of a headache. Especially when you have things to do. But now they're saying we don't know yet how bad Omicron is going to be. We don't know yet. It could be much worse than we feared. Now, what happened to saying last week, 2 weeks ago, it's really no worse than the common cold. The people who have it now, nobody really seems to be very affected by it. But now they're saying we don't know yet. We don't know just yet what's going to happen with that. But I kind of sort of think that they do. Know what I'm saying? I don't think that, none of us makes a big media deal issue out of the common cold.
And that's what puts fear and anxiety in people.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the media is trying to do.
Yeah.
But the media does this all the time.
All the time.
Sometimes they do this when it comes to real big, world issues that are going on, wars that are happening now, about to take place, scuffles between countries, this country is detaining these people, this is happening, that kind of terrible, crazy, crises are happening. That's true. And yeah, the media is telling you most of the truth. And also, sometimes they just try to scare you. They try to blow things up in a way to put the fear into people. And I think to try to control people.
Absolutely. This is so deep.
Yeah, nothing will control people more than fear.
100%.
Nothing will control people more than fear. It's all about, I guess you could say, kind of like a hierarchy that the media is trying to create. Do you remember last time we spoke, and this is already a few weeks ago, how the media tries to create a type of a hierarchy between, the people who are on the top in showbiz and entertainers and all of that. And then there are, the people who get to sit back and watch all the media, people who get to sit back and watch TV from the house, people who get to say, that is the upper echelon of society, and I'm just this observer, which if I wasn't observing, who would they be already? But the media tries to do that when it comes to power in general, not just with, the upper echelon, quote unquote, in us. The media tries to do this all the time. They try to instill fear in us so that this way we really, truly do feel like we are powerless.
Yeah.
It's interesting. For every time that I read an article on Omicron or, coronavirus in general, I'm not even sure why I read this stuff anymore, because every time I do, I wind up feeling a little bit powerless. Like, oh gosh, there's this horrible, crazy disease in the world, and I'm just a human. What can I do? And they're making it sound like everybody's eventually going to. They make you feel very, very small. Yeah. Like everybody's going to eventually die from it.
We all die.
To it. Like you're all gonna die from Omicron.
We're gonna die anyway.
Yeah. But they make it sound like this is a thing that's gonna kill everybody. One fell swoop in a matter of months. Everybody gone dead. That's it. And but they put the fear into people so that you'll feel powerless.
I mean, it is dangerous, but to a certain point, we have to kind of be a little bit more analytical and see out of the box.
Yeah.
You can't follow blindly news.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's ridiculous.
You got to know from whom you're reading it.
Yeah. You have IQ. You are. Kind of like
use your head,
form of development.
Use your head, your common sense.
Yeah.
If you're taking your precautions, you can just forget about it already. If you're vaccinated, and you've had the booster, like I've had it last week, forget about it. You can simply forget about it. Live your life. That's it. Look, if I don't even believe in this whole idea of masking. Sure, you go on the train, you go on the plane, they make you, but these are like their rules. Other than that, if you go on the plane and you catch, let's say, the Omicron variant, so, you'll have a cold. How many times have I gone on a plane, come home with a cold? Listen, you're in very, very tight quarters for 2 or more hours. If you're going, let's say, to the other side of the world, if you're going to Israel or Russia, you're there on the plane 10, 12 hours. So you have a good chance of getting a cold, but who's catching about that? Who's worrying about that in advance? Oh no, I'm going to go on an airplane, I'm going to get a cold, I'm going to get a horrible virus.
Well, I think masking is also one of those, I think it's like 5% protection. I mean, there is a protection, but it's only...
That's not enough.
Yes,
it's not enough, yeah.
I think it's just for us to remind us that there is still something going on, and for the further things come up, so it's easier to control and manipulate our heads and put fear. Because like you said, if you will remove the mask and you'll do the shot and a booster, you forget about it.
You could forget about it.
Forget about
Day-to-day
it. They don't want us to forget.
Yeah.
They want us to think about it and constantly to live in fear. Because if you forget about it, you won't do what you told to do. So it's like almost like little punishment, pow pow, every day.
Yeah.
But pow pow,
pow. A little smack to remind you to behave. A little smack to remind you to stay in line. Discipline. Don't do anything crazy. It's kind of like what they teach you in school. It's like I don't know. It's like they just put so much fear in you when you're in school, and they're always threatening with some kind of a punishment and some type of a consequence. Instead of like praising the good, they punish the bad, kind of thing. Which any good, really, really good therapist would know. And any good mommy, any good teacher would know. Instead of punishing the bad as you see it, why not reward the good? Yeah. Give reinforcement for people, let's say, who wear their mask. Make an incentive for wearing the mask. Don't say, hey, you're not getting on the train because you're not wearing a mask. But rather, give like a discount for people who are wearing the mask. You can get on the train a little half off. Yeah. That would be nice. I tell you this to Bill de Blasio, his last 3 weeks in office, when he's like, he's a nutty man. He's nuts. He's done by December 31st.
Oh, good.
But now he's trying to make the private sector also get, if you have 100 employees, He's trying to make you also get vaccinations, you and all of your employees.
Lots of my friends.
That's
again.
that's they're trying to make people feel powerless, like you have no control. I myself, I am a major fan of the vaccination, only just for your own peace of mind.
Right.
This way, you're never gonna have to read another nasty article. This way, you're never gonna have to, deal with another nasty person telling you to mask up because you're gonna kill all of us. No, and just so I could feel free walking around, that like I'm not gonna, pick up anything horrible. It's like, look, when I was young, my parents took me for all my vaccinations.
Yeah.
And later on the flu shot, I get one every year. So this is just another vaccination. You take it and forget about it. But they're just, the government is trying to put a lot of fear in the people. The media is trying to put a lot of fear in the people. And I think it's, like we keep saying, it's just to kind of keep people in line. But you know what? We do the same thing to ourselves, which really sucks. We're trying to keep ourselds in line too. Yeah. We too are trying to keep ourselves in check. But what exactly is it that we're trying to keep in check? We live in fear because we're afraid to step outside of these conditions of worth that we live with every day. Conditions of worth are basically these conditions that you have inside of yourself saying that if I don't accomplish A, B, and C, I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm not good enough to do what it is I really like to do. Maybe if I do what I really like to do, I'll be overstepping certain boundaries that I've been brought up with. Maybe let's say I was brought up to be this nice, quiet little person. Don't ever speak out. Don't ever say your piece. Don't ever disrespect. Don't ever have a misunderstanding with anybody. Don't ever do anything that pisses people off. If that's the case, what's going to happen is you're never going to feel like you can speak up for yourself. You're never going to feel like you can actually speak out, because that's one of your fears in life. You worry about what's going to happen if you speak out. You worry what's going to happen if you get outside your little box and you strive further and you try harder and you try to do more and more with your life. You may say, you know what, I'm not really content with where I'm at, but I also know that I'm afraid to move past. What are we afraid to move past? The limitations. We put some limitations on ourselves, but also some limitations are put on us, by the people in our lives. Also by society in general. Society doesn't stop trying to put limitations on us. That's when we talk about society, we're talking mostly, I guess you could say, about the media, which is what's responsible for scaring the heck out of the people. There's so much fear inside each and every person,
It's tough. I was just talking about it, enough feeling. It's funny that you started talking about it, because it's almost like our thoughts is linking always together. About enough feeling is you have to cultivate it every day almost.
Yeah.
Because we all have enough. And why I love deeply religious people, not like religious, just certain religion. Religious for me is someone who has fear of God in their heart, on their mind, and they understand that our action have consequences. Because if you have God, you would know that God gave you everything you need today, and it's all enough. We have everything enough.
That's true. Yeah.
Even if it's something you think it's negative in your life, and if it's something not given, and you think because you're a small little baby, we are grown-ups, but we are not really.
No, not mentally. Not mentally.
Right.
At the end of the day, we may be grown-ups, but we're all just a bunch of children running around. We really are. We are mentally all still kids, still trying to figure it all out. We're all still trying to, quote unquote, get it right. When you're a kid, you try to get it right. You try to please the people in your lives. But even as adults, we're still trying to get it right. We're still trying to appease people. We're appeasing the people we know and love. We're also appeasing people, total random strangers. But we're also trying to appease people that we don't necessarily like, and maybe we really, really greatly dislike. But whatever it is that we're doing, the common link is that we're still trying to appease everybody. You know, when you're a little kid, you try to appease everybody because you need certain things to happen for you. You feel powerless as a little child. You know, for the first few years of your life, you don't feel powerless at all. You feel like you have all the power. You know, it's like we were at a party last Saturday night, and my grandson, he saw a whole bunch of he comes into the party like, all right, the boss,
right,
and he sees a whole bunch of little kids watching TV, and so he runs over to the little kids, and he just like wants to sit there and watch like with everybody else, and they're like, no, don't let him be here. But he stands his ground, and he sits, he's watching TV with the other kids, even though they keep trying to push him out of the way. He's like, oh heck no. You can see it on his face, there's a determination. I'm gonna be here. But rapidly we lose that coolness, unfortunately. Or rather, we don't lose that coolness, but it becomes greatly hidden deep within us.
Because people around us.
You can imagine,
Yeah.
here's my 18-month-old grandson, and there's a bunch of 4 and 5-year-olds are telling him, no, you can't sit and watch TV with us. No, but he wanted to. He was determined. They were trying to put, the fear in him, and he's just sitting there watching, like nothing stopping. He wouldn't budge. And I learned a lesson from watching my grandson. It doesn't matter how many people are howling, no, go away, baby. If you want to be there, if you want to sit there and watch that TV, or if you want that job or that audition, or you just want to have a great life, get out into the great big open, that's up to you.
Absolutely.
There is not a soul in the world
No.
who can tell you, no, you can't.
100%.
But our own internal fear tells us, no, you can't.
Yes.
And that's a problem. But it's time to look fear squarely in the face and say, but yes, I can.
Right.
You're telling me, no, don't leave the house today, stay in the bed today, don't work out today, don't eat healthy today, don't do this today, don't do that today, you want this, you want that, and it makes you also want a million, zillion, trillion things. Fear can make you want a lot of things. Example here, I had cataract surgery a few weeks ago, and every single day fear keeps telling me, put some makeup on today. I can't wear makeup for a few weeks. Put some makeup on today. You don't know what people are going to think about you. They're going to think you suddenly don't care about yourself. Who knows what they're going to think about this poor woman who walks around with tired-looking eyes. And every day I tell myself, I look fear in the face. I'm like, Dina, but no, because for your health's sake, you don't need the makeup. And you don't need the makeup anyway.
Exactly.
Every day fear tells us you need makeup. Even if you're not post-op. You need makeup, fear, but it's fear that tells us that we need these things.
Because all this around us, again, the social media, everything puts in us this.
That you need the makeup to be a somebody.
Yeah.
That you need, the awesome wardrobe to be a somebody.
Yeah.
That you need the awesome figure to be a somebody. It's all the media. They put the fear in the people.
Because that's how they make money.
That's how, yeah.
They're not gonna make money if you're gonna be a great person.
That's true, yeah.
They're not gonna make money if your soul will elevate and you will be kind to somebody. Yeah. This is pointless. I don't have followers because I don't have Rolls Royce. If I will be driving Rolls Royce and wearing jewelry all over my body, you know what I mean? But that's not what I like. I hate jewelry, and it's my preference, and I really don't own any pieces. I had a few pieces from Russia, but I don't even know what it is. I just it's itching my skin. It scratches me. I have really sensitive skin, but it's my preference. It's good to have it just for fun, maybe if you dress up but it's something what I don't like, and I prefer people to see in me different things. Unfortunately, they're all drawn to me all my life, and men as well, to my face, and just to use me. But I'm more than just face.
We're more than just a pretty face.
That's
you were saying before the show. That's
right.
What you said. We're more than just pretty faces.
Can you tell them more about it?
I definitely can. We are more than just pretty faces. We are. What we really, really want is for people to, while we like to put ourselves together on the outside, we like for people to see our inner strengths and inner beauties. And that's something I learned a lot these past couple of weeks without the makeup. I learned that, hey, it's all about the inner beauty. Your inner beauty should be reflected on the outside. Your inner beauty. It's all about
you are like who you are, and we love you for who you are. And we all have our flaws, like, you know, nobody is 100% perfect person.
Right.
You know, either physically or internally. Like, we
Right.
all have
We all have our
characters
struggles.
and struggles.
Yeah.
You know, but we are good. We
Yeah.
are children of God, and, you know, we are all, you know, have beautiful things in us. And
Right.
If we see this in other people, we probably, like, you know, actually, I spoke to Jean about it yesterday, about the DNA tests, right? So nobody knows, but I did my DNA test, and it turns out
That's right. Yeah.
that I'm 100% almost like pure-blooded. But why I was always digging into it, I wanted to find the truth about who I am. But this truth I actually found, it's deeper than just that. It's not only about me. I found, guys, that we are basically all, because I never been mixed up. Like, I mean, it's only 0.3 Finnish, but everything else is Mesopotamian. So that means I've never been mixed up. That means, like, guys, you all, you know, whoever in this world came from the same place.
We all came from that Fertile Crescent, from Mesopotamia, ancient Mesopotamia. These days, that's somewhere between Iraq and Iran, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so funny because, you know, where everything started actually is basically where everything's kind of finishing up. And that part of the world.
This is weird.
That is so interesting. Like, people started out there, kind of like expanded outward, and now all that focus, that media focus, is back there.
Yeah.
But there the media happens to be right, because that's where all the drama is.
Yeah.
Like in the Middle East, where it all started out is where it's all kind of, you know, finishing.
I think the problem is with people because they don't know that truth, and they don't know that we're all
interconnected. We're all, at the end of the day, we're all cousins.
Exactly.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters.
We are. That's right. We can go further back than being cousins. We're all brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
We all come from Adam and Eve. That's it. You know, regardless of whether or not you believe in the Bible, this is the truth. This is the honest truth. And this is not a religious show. And I'm always saying this. You know, I've said this to Emma. I've said this to everybody. That this is not a religious show, but this is the honest truth. We're not going to now start preaching about how you should behave and not behave.
Yeah. Because it's a lot of religions in the world.
There's a lot of religions, but we all got to respect each other.
Exactly.
You know, don't you want to respect your brothers or sisters? Yeah. I mean, look, I have 3 brothers and 1 sister. We all respect each other, and we've all been taught to respect one another, and that's the way of life. Life is a lot better when you're respecting each other, not trying to scare each other and put fear in each other.
Yeah.
It's like, where's the love? Like, where's the love, yo? You know, it's like
we can have different opinions, but when we love someone, when we know it's our blood, it's our brother or sister or mother or father, we will never turn back on them. We will never be not trustful to them, right? And lots of times, unfortunately, right now, because I was betrayed a lot too. Like I've created that in myself, that I don't have like a lot of trust to people. But I started to watch and observe, and even if someone hurt me, I just I love them anyway. I just feel like that they don't belong at a certain point for my life, in my life, and maybe they will become a different person, because we all evolve, and maybe I will become a different person, and at a certain point we will meet again. But I like to think that it's good to disconnect for a moment,
sure, yeah.
Give yourself a break.
I'm a pro at that.
I love it.
I am a pro at disconnection.
You are, actually.
But maybe it's all about being a Sag that makes me such a great disconnector. You know, but but when people say terrible things to me, it used to kill me. I used to cause a lot of obsessive thoughts in me. It used to put more and more fear in me, and it used to make me be more fearful of speaking my mind and saying what it is that I wanted to say. But that's what used to be. Now when somebody says something unfortunate to me, this is what I do. I'm like, I feel bad for you. I pity you.
Yeah.
What comes out, the garbage that comes out of your mouth, I pity you. I would never in a million years want to be you. That's what I think. I wouldn't say that to them because I'm not that type and I'm not confrontational. How could you say that? But then I just kind of gently disconnect from them, and I disconnect from everything that they've said to me because I realize that it's not me, it's them. It's them and their potty mouth.
And that's how they see.
And that's how they see life. They see life through very, very clouded lenses.
Yeah, and it's so sad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
Because, again, we're not perfect. But
right.
We say things, we do things.
Yeah.
And
so that's it. So we disconnect from people all the time, and also they disconnect from us too if they don't like what we've said. And then you could just say that the relationship has just kind of like very, very slowly just kind of like drifted apart. You may drift together back again one day, or it's not meant to be. But that's what it means also when we talk about such a thing as like being able to detach from other people. You know, people, again, they're very, very fearful about detaching from others. But in order to become the person that we are meant to become, we absolutely have to learn how to mentally and emotionally detach from other people,
100%.
Not worry what they're going to think, not worry what they're going to say about our actions. You know, so you are free to move about the cabin, so to speak. That's what they say on the airplanes. You're free to move about the cabin now. You can, take off your seatbelt. Yeah, but that's true. We are free in this world to be who we want to be. We are free to do what we want to do without fearing what other people are going to say, do, think of us, and without having to worry what the media is trying to plant into us, without having to worry what like our dear mayor is trying to plant in us, because like if you're not buying, he can't give it to you.
Yes.
If we're not taking it, he can't give it.
Yes.
That's the truth. If we all just kind of like sort of disconnect, kind of like stop reading so much, stop watching so much, they're gonna be left with nothing to show if they see that nobody's buying it, reading it, watching it.
Yes, it doesn't. Other people doesn't define us.
It's true. They
We define and we choose and we see and ourselves who we are. Not who like they think we are.
That's right.
Because it's gonna be really sad if we will listen to all of them.
Yeah, but there's some people there are many people
who do.
Yeah, there was a point last year that some people, like the media was saying, one mask is not enough. You have to wear 2 masks. And I was watching this for 3 masks. You saw people. Yeah. It's just this is what we were witnessing, and that didn't last too long. I saw that for like 2-3 weeks. People with the double mask, the triple mask. But then I think that they actually realized
not very comfortable.
Enough's this is very not comfortable. You really can't breathe. Enough's enough. Yeah. And you keep on breathing in your own stale air. It's not good to keep on breathing in that which is stale.
Don't be fear. Don't fear anything.
Don't fear anybody. But it seems like we keep on breathing it in again and again in the media. Breathing in that which is stale, not allowing in that which is healthy and normal and good. Not allowing ourselves to really, breathe in the fresh air.
Be free.
Yeah, be free. It's all about allowing yourself fresh new ideas.
Be free, be enough.
That's right. If in the past you've been all locked up inside and fearful of taking even one step, stop it. Give yourself fresh air. Give yourself a breather. Let yourself breathe all day long. You are free. You are free of other people. You are free even of your own limitations. You're free of your own mind. You are free to be. So ladies and gentlemen, I am Dina Nierenberg, your talk show hostess of Life as I See It with my co-hostess Nina. Nina, it's been a pleasure. Amazing. Thank you so much for joining today. I will see you all. Love you all. Take care.